Remember when they said they were building a pier for humanitarian reasons, that they were going to put this sucker up because they wanted to make sure they can get food into the starving Palestinians, right? And then ABC News reported families of U.S. troops in shock as they deploy to Gaza to build an emergency pier. And it says hundreds of U.S. troops are now en route to the Gaza coast to build a massive floating pier of the war-torn enclave that will open up a desperately needed routine for humanitarian aid promised by Joe Biden. Now, I'm going to stop right there because that's all I need to talk about. That was in the first paragraph right there. They told us that this was about getting humanitarian aid in there. They told us this was about a mission of compassion. They told us that they couldn't get the blockades of food in there, that this was the way they were going to solve that problem. But then we heard last week that they used this pier as a jumping point for an operation in which they killed 400 people to get some hostages, right? They actually used the pier. They let Israel use the pier. So right there was a big X. Okay, now you're lying about the pier. But guess what? We have new information. My boy Jeremy Lafredo last week on Twitter put this video up right here. It's not just Israeli troops that are going into Gaza and terrorizing Palestinians. No. Ladies and gentlemen, your good, earned, hard tax dollars are paying for American troops to go in there because America first is Israel first, according to some people. Watch this video put up by our good friend Jeremy Lafredo. They started normally around 10 o'clock in the morning. Then helicopters came, maybe 6 or 7 of them. They started firing everywhere in El Nusrat. After they were firing, we found a truck that had parked by our house, our store. We saw a group of special forces, American special forces. We stayed in the house. We sat in our room, and then they heard the sound of them approaching tanks. Interviewer: did they talk to you? The soldiers? What happened? Boy said, we saw them from afar. After getting in the house, we heard the sounds of tanks. We said, God save us. Then we heard the voices coming up the stairs. They broke everything on the bottom floor, and they got up to the second floor where we were hiding. First thing they entered was they shot us. They shot my brother right here. They shot at us. They shot my brother. And his belly, and hit his belly in near his kidney. I saw him. Then he shot me in the finger, and God saved me because the bullet ricocheted and the bullet hit my finger, and then it got my hand. After he shot my younger brother and he died, God rest his soul. He shot his brother and his brother died. God rest his soul. Yemen. He was 12, by the way. He bled out for about a quarter of an hour and died. Afterwards, we took my grandfather and my father. They blindfolded them, and they wanted to take me. This is the U.S. troops doing this. But my mom told them I'm young. To check that I am young, he undressed me. Once he checked, he took me in the living room. He blindfolded me, laid me down. He punched me twice. And then he blindfolded me again. He put me back, and told me to put my hands on my back. He tied me, and I was just quiet. He put his shoe, pressed it hard down, so I quieted it down. So I stopped making noises. Those who attacked us in the house were not Israeli forces, by the way. They were American forces. And Biden, the guy who talks about humanitarian aid, who built that pier, is bringing tanks through that pier. And the person who killed us, killed my brother, shot my older brother, he was from Biden's army. One of them put cigarettes out right here. He was smoking on the sofa, and then he tied me up, and then he put it out here. That's what happened. My name is Ahmed Mohammed Yaqub Matar. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, and you can take that down, go big full screen on me. Your hard dollars, your tax dollars, does this surprise you at all, ladies and gentlemen? We see all our members of Congress who have dual Israeli citizenship. Does this surprise you at all? Right? Does this surprise you at all? American troops are on the ground working with Israelis, working to terrorize the people of Gaza. Why are American troops there? Well, a lot of questions need to be answered. All I can say to that is we'll see you at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Illinois, while we asked that question.